I mean, I struggled like everyone else in the beginning, but eventually I was able to put it together, and I've had a substantial number of wins, about 5 multi-million-dollar fortunes in my career. This is number 6. And although the one that I had the last couple of years was nothing to sneeze at, 2017, 2019, when I decided to come into cryptocurrency, they were fantastic years for me as well. But this one now is getting a life of its own, and it has a much, much higher potential that I've ever seen. And it's going to be great to be able to help a lot of people that normally would not succeed in business. So I'm going to share a screen with you guys. I'm going to go through a lot of information so you understand exactly what you're getting yourself into. And then you may or may not want to share it with other people. Either way, you can make a lot of money. If you want to refer others, that's fine. If you don't want to refer others, then just go with plan A, right? Before I get started, I need to give you this disclaimer by law. I am not a financial advisor. I don't want to be a financial advisor. I am an investor, a consultant, a marketing professional. The idea that we're presenting here are the analysis and experiences on how to profit in business, not financial advice. We're not a financial investment company. We do not invest people's money. We help people get funded with no upfront cost, and then we consult them and connect them to education strategy and platforms that create an income. Credit Star Funding is a funding company to put like $50,000, $250,000 in people's pockets so you guys can grow whatever business you want. If you're in love with a particular business right now and you think you can turn that money into an income, go to it. If not, we can present different platforms and strategies that are very, very powerful, highly vetted. We're going to go through it tonight and attach yourself to an income that may range from the get-go, let's say from $8,000 to $18,000 a month. Of course, this is not an income representation. This is a potential, and potential based on history, is a matter of fact. But we cannot make by law any guarantees or any income representations of any kind. Our funding program is free to enter. Some of the services and platforms we recommend may not be. However, we never recommend that you outlay any money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be prepared to sustain the total loss of dedicated money without suffering if you enter any business opportunity, especially this one. So please don't rush into anything. Do your own research, consult your own advisors or legal experts. Myself or any other team members will not be liable for any damages, expenses, or any loss that you may suffer for using this information. One of the things that I've learned in my career, although I've been very successful, 95% of any team that I have built never succeeded. And that doesn't just happen in the marketing industry, that all happens in any business environment, all right? Basically, the statistics in business are not that great. 93% don't have good salaries out there. Only 7% of people make $100K a year and above. 96% will not succeed in business. There hasn't been anyone on the planet, no Jesus has come down from the sky so far that has been able to move that number, despite of huge coaches and great education and the internet, and no matter what, 96% of people will not succeed in business. I think we can make a dent, at least in a lot of people. People basically don't have money to grow a business and don't have the time. Those are the two main things. I think that those are even more important than skills. And because if you don't have the money to grow a business, you know, there are millions of businesses out there. You see them on the internet all the time. Sometimes it gets crazy. This stuff turned $25 into a fortune. Join my CBD oil for $500. You can make $1 million this year. Join my Kangen machine. Oh my God, there's nothing like it in the world. And 95% of people will fail at that, because 95% of people fail at marketing, especially if they don't have the money to educate themselves. They don't have the money to go into the systems that are necessary and really build the brands that are necessary for them to succeed. And also, a lot of people just don't have the time. A lot of people in those internet businesses now, you know, most of them are part-time. So times have changed. I mean, yes, jobs are abundant, but they don't pay well. Savings for retirement has become nearly impossible because life is so expensive. Building a business without money is very difficult. Franchises are too expensive for the average person. Playing on the stock market requires a large investment and skills, right? And also real estate requires a large investment and 70 hours a week, right? Buy houses, fix them up and sell them and flip them and all that. That's like nightmare of time-consuming type of situations. But these are the financial facts that you really got to take in consideration. If you make $50,000 a year, you are in the 90% that will never save any money. I don't even know how people live today in a $50,000 a year, let alone New York, California, Hawaii, Florida. I'm talking about Midwest, right? Oklahoma or Wyoming or places like that. Not even a $50,000 a year you can do well right now. If you make $100K a year, you are in the 7%. Most people at $100K a year, if you have a family of 4 people, say you, your spouse, and 2 children, you are not saving any money, or even if you're maybe yourself and your spouse. Depending on your lifestyle, maybe you can save a little, but not that will carry you into retirement, not even in 30 years. If you make $200K a year, you're in the 2%. If you make $250,000 a year, you are in the 1%. People perceive the 1% like the multi-millionaire. No. Only 1% of people, according to the government, are in the 250,000 and above. If you're in that income bracket and you live in states like New York, California, Florida, you know, the better states in the country, you're going to save about $5,300 a year. That's all you're going to save. If you live maybe in the Midwest and some other places, like maybe in Ohio and some place in Illinois or other places, maybe you can save a little more, but it's not significant enough to really carry you into wealth. So $250K a year does not make you wealthy. And those are heavy statistics from a very reputable source, which is Financial Samurai. Couples making $500,000 a year, they only save about $7,300 by the time, especially if they have 2 children, two automobiles, insurances, taxes, depending on the state where you live. If you live, you know, again, majority of the population in this country is New York, California, Florida, and 3 or 4 other states. And consequently, that's where those statistics are coming from. So that's, you know, we're living in times where money value has changed. Grant Cardone says it all the time, and he even has a great paragraph in his book, The 10X Rule, which you all should read. It's one of the greatest business books that I've ever read. That $250K a year should be the new number instead of $50K a year for 75% of people. Because even then, his book says that at $250K, you're going to save $400,000 in 30 years. I don't even think that people will save that much. So you've got to have a better plan, and hopefully we can present one to you. Now, this is the avatar of the average person at 55 in America. $150K to $350K in debt, and 10 years more payment on the house, $16,000 in credit card debt, 16%, car payment, dental payment, college education payments, different other type of payments, $50,000 or less saved for retirement in a 401K or IRA, and $10,000 savings or less in a savings account. So basically, most people in America are broke with no retirement income. Harvard Harris poll says that 78% live paycheck by paycheck. That is sad, and it's also irresponsible. Forbes says that 69% don't have $1,000 for an emergency. So America, it's a wealthy country. Maybe we are, but I don't think that the majority of American people are. And you have no leverage for retirement because the conventional medium, like the US dollar, stock market, gold, real estate, and annuities, mutual funds, it's all like 2 to 3, 5% a year. So you need millions and millions of dollars. You have to save millions of dollars, and you're not going to be able to do that even if you make $500K a year in America. So there has to be a better way. Guys, wealthy people don't work by the hour. If you work by the hour, I don't care how much money you make, what guru you are, what doctor you are, what lawyer you are, you're all by yourself. And basically, to me, you have no leverage of whatsoever. Wealthy people, you got to be in business for yourself. You got to make more money than you need, and then you got to be able to make the rest of it grow someplace. You need to eliminate debt, to build saving, and grow money. You guys have seen the Robert Kiyosaki quadrant on the internet over and over and over again. That's one of the nicest business books that I've ever read. And as simple as they are, it is the essence of all wealth. It really is. If you're in the E quadrant, you're an employee, you have a job. If you're in the S quadrant, you are self-employed, well, you have another job, you just happen to be the boss. The way to do it is to be in business for yourself and have a system that works for you, and then invest the money into vehicle. But, invest in gold and real estate. Well, you need a lot of money to do that, right? So I think that now that with technology, AI platforms, and other things, we can really do a lot better than that because technology is actually what's going to give us a way out of the dribs and drabs. That's really what it is. So Credit Star Funding is a platform that I believe is a better model. Number one, we fund you or your business with $50K to $250,000. We upfront the credit repair. I apologize if in other webinars I said it's free. It's not free. This is interventional credit repair that can really fix it and can really fix bad credit, and it can do it faster. One day you're even going to meet that team. They got 68 brick and mortar locations. These are not people in the Philippines or on the internet. It's actually offices that you can walk in. And they can do a large volume. And then we help you put the money to work in an assisted income strategy unless you have an income strategy, because we do not want you to get a loan of that kind and then not be able to make the payment. That's the horror story that we don't want, right? The main goal is to help you create a monthly income, help you break even with your bills right away. That's called freedom. Imagine you having all your bills paid at the end of every month, and you can do what you want. Then you can, I don't know, raise money for charity, or you want to go into business and help other people, maybe grow more money, do whatever you want. And then we help you grow your income larger and larger. That's what we're here to do. Primarily, when I started Credit Star Funding is because I was in a powerful program before where we were selling a Bitcoin accumulation machine that costed $3,500. That had a tremendous leverage. We made a lot of money in 2017 and 2018 with that machine. And I found that people didn't want to buy just one machine for $3,500. They wanted to buy 10 or 20 or 30. And I was doing $50,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 sales daily. Daily, guys. I've never seen so many people with so much money in my life. We always think that, everybody's broke out there. No, actually, that is a general notion, 75% of the populations, I guess. But I would say that I've never seen so many people come up with that kind of money so fast, and it was not a struggle. It was not an argument on every single call. It was really pleasant. And at one point I said, well, if we can just find the money for the people that can't afford that, and I have aligned myself with a friend of mine, which one day you're going to meet, and he says, you're doing very well. You should have your own private brand. And that's how Credit Star Funding really started. And then I made additions to it. I made it commissionable. And by making it commissionable, this thing just went to the moon, okay? We're signing up so many people on a daily basis. We're doing, in the last 6 weeks, I'm up to $35 million in what I call viable applications, okay? Not everyone is perfect, but very, very viable application. If I take the real low-end application, that's an additional probably $10 million, but I don't even count that. So that's how the company was started. So what I'm finding that people are so interested in getting a loan and also promoting the loan, because it carries a $2,500 commission if you want to promote it, right? And but that notion is really taking off in the marketplace. So this is the way we operate. We are a company between Credit Star Funding and your money. There is a credit repair and funding team. These guys are good, they're fast, right? And they can really, really get it done. And then there is an additional funding team, which I call the Navy SEALs, that can do a limited amount of real heavy troubleshooting, especially for people that don't have an income that is close to $5,000 a month. And we need to expand that team to make it available, to more people than just 30 people a month. But that is the team that can employ people if they don't have enough income and can create the pay stubs for the next, let's say, couple of 3 months. And then people can qualify for the loan. And now all of a sudden you get 50K to 250K. There are tons of people out there that have proper income. So we're not necessarily worried about, expanding that tomorrow morning, but we're working to be able to carry more people on that. And basically, with that, those two teams now, they are connected to a very large network, which is thousands of banks, credit unions, and even private lenders, and they do great things. And we can do it on a high volume, and they also have very fast expansion ability. So we are in a good place. The reason that we can help people so well is because, look, guys, you can walk into Wells Fargo tomorrow or Chase Banks and say, hey, my credit score is 650, and I make $5,000 a month, but I'm $30,000 in debt in credit cards at 85% DTI. They're going to throw you out of the bank, okay? But if you go through our machinery, we're going to fix all that, and we're going to fund you. So what we're providing here is very, very special. And everything starts from your credit score. Obviously, that is the number that needs to be fixed first. So you can use other people's money, because even if you have money, you still want to borrow it, because every skyscraper in New York City was built with someone else's money. Every manufacturing plant, every big conglomerate that you see out there, okay? Look at anything out there that is of any significance, it was built with someone else's money, okay? You keep your money, you put it to work, because in our model, it makes a lot of sense. But you need to use your credit score in order for you to get a fund of 50 to 250K and then grow your money and generate a monthly income. Now, only in America, you can have 3 parameters: no collateral, you don't have to hawk your house or your car or your jewelry or anything to get money, because we have a good economy right now. We are the gold standard model economy in the world. When the economy is good, the government will release money into the economy. That doesn't mean that they're throwing at us, to create another 2008 crash. No, it's not. There are some qualifications, but they are not excruciating qualifications. And most people can meet those qualifications with a little work, with a little massage. So overall, this is the big picture. 20% of people have excellent credit score, 18% are very good, 22% are fair, someplace between being okay and being at the edge, right? Where they need some repair that can be fixed like in 2 weeks, 30 days at the most. And then you got 37% of people that need heavy repair, okay? And usually those people in our world, I mean, I don't know, there is a lot of people out there, but in our world, you find a lot of those people in the marketing industry, because in the marketing industry, people, most of the time, they're broke. So I'm going to give you, a good indication of where this business is really flourishing and what your target market should be. But our team can fix anything, including student loans, bankruptcy, medical bills, late payment, repossession, collections, foreclosure, tax lien. This is the list of our worries. We can do this, and we can do it well. Now, there's level 1, level 2, and level 3. Some people need minor repairs. Some people need intensive repairs. Some people need extreme repairs, like the bankruptcy and the collections, and something maybe bad happened, maybe an illness or a sickness that puts you behind, or maybe you made a bad decision. Whatever it is, leave it behind, use this team, and move forward. And if you do nothing else, you got to fix your credit, because bad credit, that is the only number you have in life that speaks for yourself. And it speaks for yourself when you get a job, when you rent a house, or when you buy a car, when you do everything. Because if FICO score of 720 on a $20,000 car loan over 5 years at 4.9%, the payment is $376. That loan will cost you less than $1,200. But if your credit score is down the dumps at 580, that goes up to as much as 29%. And now you have like $634 payment on the car, and over 5 years, that loan is going to cost you 16 grand. So hey, you don't care what the fees are. You don't care what the interest rate is. You have got to be able to fix your credit score and be able to get into a much better situation when you borrow money for whatever it is that you want to borrow. So this is how it works. On the personal funding side, because we have two of them, we have a personal funding, then we have corporate funding, which is, you know, every small business out there needs the money. And I'm telling you, the small businesses out there are an absolute gold mine, and we're going to get into it because there is a gold mine there. So the perfect person that you want to find is a person with a credit score of 700 at least or above, you know, $5,000 a month income, employed someplace. If self-employed, then you're going to have to show more bank statements, right? Because they want to see stability. And 25 to 30 debt ratio, primarily on your credit cards. This is not your house, your car, or anything like that. That's external from, you know, private loans that you may have or whatever. But the majority of people is credit cards. So let's say you have a credit card at $10,000 and you're using $5,000 of it. Well, that ratio is 50%. We need to bring it down to 25%. That's something that we can fix quite easily, as a matter of fact. The income, we can fix it for about 30 people a month right now, but eventually we're going to get into a situation where we can fix it a lot better for a larger number of people. But if you're in the green box, you're good to go. Now, if your credit score is 680 and below, your income is $3,000 a month, and your debt ratio is 50%. Now you're going into the credit repair team and possibly into the troubleshooting team to be able to fix that, so we can fund you. So that's basically how it works. As far as a business is concerned, the reason that I show this is because you really should not operate as a sole proprietorship as an individual. You've got to operate as a corporation. You guys should open a corporation or buy an older corporation now. You should do it now, or at least when your loan comes through, and then all of your earnings should go into that corporation, because now you're building a score for this corporation as well. Because the government says that a corporation pays less taxes than the individual, especially the S corporation. There's two of them. There is the S and the C. The C pays 7% taxes to the government. The S doesn't. So you got to apply for an S corporation. Okay, that's all part of our financial education that we give you, no problem. We have a program actually that we can do this for you from scratch. And if you have a corporation, you can go online to any vendors. You can put a corporation together in America for about anywhere from $250 to $500, depending where the corporation is located. My corporations are in Wyoming, although I operate in California. Why Wyoming? It's another conversation. You know, in the past, it used to be Nevada and Delaware. Now it's Wyoming because of the tax advantages, the protection that it offers, and many other things. But if you're starting from scratch, then we enter you into a corporate build-up program where we actually work within a period of time of 6 or 7 months to elevate the income and the credit of that corporation, so you can get a corporate funding that may go from $50,000 to $350,000. I would say let's keep it realistic at about $150,000. So you should really do both, right? Because once you get the personal loan, then you can bridge everything into a corporation. So now, if anything goes wrong and you got to shut down the corporation, it's not going to affect your personal credit score. That is just smart. That's a smart setup. That's what wealthy people do, right? So considering that, you can share this program with other people. If you do, on the average loan, we give you about $2,500. Hey, to sell a loan a week, guys, to a person that is viable, it's almost a joke. I'm telling you, it really, really is. I mean, you know, to make 10 grand a month in this program, I think that's poor man pay in this program. On the second level, we give you $500. So for those of you who want to build teams, you know, I can give you a little bit of a rundown here of what you're looking at financially. 5 loans a month, you're at $12,500 per month. 10 loans is $25,000. 20 loans is $50,000. 40 loans, it's $100 grand per month. I know some of you are flooding their application like crazy because you want those 40 loans per month. Personally, now, if you build a team, let's keep it short here, 10 agents on your second tier, each selling 3 loans per month. It's about 15 grand per month. Let me give you a disclaimer here. This is not, please let's not call it MLM or affiliate marketing or team building. We want no part of that world anymore. That world is broken. That world is hypey. That world is illegal most of the time, the way it's been operated. It is becoming more sour and more raunchy than ever before in history. The internet has ruined that industry, okay? And consequently, we gotta have a banking language here. You are an agent in a customer acquisition program. That's the way to present this. This is the way that your agreement will force you to present it in a very banking-like customer acquisition basis, because every business in the United States and some other countries that doesn't have a customer acquisition and it's only marketing, it's an illegal business. End of the story. 95% of MLM companies, because of the latest FTC rules, have been rendered illegally. Any income that is set it and forget it, it's a security according to the Security Exchange Commission. Those laws are being violated on a daily basis and put your business at danger. This is not what we're going to do, okay? Because we don't have to, okay? We really, really don't. This is a legitimate agent and customer acquisition business that it's a staple that you're always going to have it. You can go and play all the money games you want because they go up and down, they come in and go out of business every week like airplanes and LaGuardia, okay? But you're always gonna have this foundation in the back of you for you to find the stability that you're looking for, because nothing is stable in the marketing industry. Even, gosh, I don't wanna go to Shackley, okay? I don't wanna go to New Skin and all those companies that the companies are stable, but trying to move a company like that today, which is out of trend, it's a nightmare. And I want no part of that. So once you get your money, you have an option A or you have an option B, right? Let's say you get 100K, you're gonna pay your loan fees, you're gonna reimburse the credit repair, however that's gonna be, it changes, that's on your personal fee schedule of that loan. And then the majority of the money, we want you to keep it for yourself. Keep enough in the bank to make payments for the next 10 months, okay? So you can figure your business out. Now, you got 70 grand that you can put to work. And if you know how to put it to work personally, go to it. Take your money, go do whatever you want, right? Or we offer you an option B, which is the 50-50 plan, where you pay your loan fees, you pay for your credit repair, and also you keep an amount for yourself, even bigger. Let's say you keep, most of that 50%, and then you come into the assisted income strategies that we have with the platforms that we have, that we put a great deal of time, of attention to make sure that those platforms are here for the long run, right? We don't want to get associated with any gimmicks or anything that may kind of go out of business one day, although we can never guarantee anything, but we do our very, very best to present people with something that is really viable. So this is your average case study here. Let's say that a person joins with a 615 credit score, little or no savings, little debt, and no plans for retirement, which is just everyone out there. The main concern of millennials right now, I gotta give a webinar to you guys just on that. I have a new association with a person that I like a lot. He's a huge investment banker. He's a huge guy that has is a former Israeli intelligence officer. He knows the banking business like no one else, and we're becoming very good friends. And he is going to give me a lot of information. Maybe sometime we're going to invite him at our webinars as well. Okay. Millennials are so worried they don't see a way to retire. Okay, very large numbers of polls have been taken. Why? Because they've seen their parents not to be able to retire, and they're wondering, what's going to happen to them, right? And some of them are even in the $80,000-$90,000 a year because they went to college and maybe they have computer skills and all of that. So that is a fantastic demographic. And I'm going to tell you later on another demographic that is really, really good for this business that you can do very, very well. But anyway, you join for free in that condition. Now, Number two, you come in our tunnel, right? In our pipeline, you build a credit score of 7 to 720. Now you can access $100,000. You keep 30 grand for fees and savings. You put 70,000 to work. Keep another, I'll give you another $10,000 to make even more payments. It would be very smart if you start a corporation, and then if you know how to grow that corporation to an 800 credit score yourself, fine. If not, we have a department, cost about $10,000. We need to build your website. We need to build the Dun & Bradstreet report. We need to put a lot of whistles and bells on that corporation. We have an entire program that we help you in 4 to 6 months to build that corporation into something that is viable for a bank to give you an additional loan. Then you put $50,000 into immediate growth that can potentially build you an income of $8,000 per month. And that's not a figure that I'm throwing there. I have vetted this platform. I talk to their CEOs. I see the live accounts and so on and so forth. And so we're going to be able to give you different indication. Although, guys, you understand the guarantees are not possible. We're not here to invest your money. We give you a strategy on how to make this income that 95% of people will never make, especially if they're in the marketing industry, right? So less the monthly payment on that loan, which is going to hover around $2,500. Now you're netting $5,500 per month, which is $66K a year. Imagine coming in for free with a 650 credit score, hardly no saving, little debt, no plans for retirement, and all of a sudden, what did you do for that 66K? You filled out an application, right? So, and you've entered a couple of income strategies, which most of them don't really require a lot of time, although by law they have to require some interventions, or they're not, they're not workable legally. So now the next step is to get the corporation, right? So now you enter the corporate program because you took $10,000 out of your loan. Now you access, let's say, another 150. Let's say 100,000, it could be more. You keep 30 grand, you put 70 grand to work, you keep another 10 for even for more payments. You save $10,000 to enter the next corporate program. So you build another income of $8,000, less the payment, it's another income of $5,500. And let's say that you also sell 2 loans per month. Let's say you do. Let's say you are a person that, okay? Now you have a profit income of $10,500 per month in the corporation, and you are now making $126,000 a year from that corporation, which piles up on the earnings that you're making from the loan before at $66,000. Now you're at $92,000 a year. And so, and then once the loan is issued, you start another corporation, and all of your income now is going to be deferred into the new corporation. So so that corporation builds credit as well. So once the loan is issued, then you park one corporation, you go build another one. When the loan is issued in that one, you park that corporation and you go to the next. And you keep on putting money to work, okay? I don't think that 3 years is going to go by that you're not going to be a multimillionaire. It's impossible, okay? Now, I've met people that have done this, and one of them was on a webinar, with us not too long ago. We have a replay of that webinar. This is a very, very solid plan for financial independence, by using other people's money as long as you know how to put it to work, and as long as you know how to make it work for yourself, okay? So what we are using at this moment, let's say that you go with plan B, you keep 50 grand, you put most of it in the bank, you pay your fees, and then you got 50 grand to work. We have tested crypto strategies that also involve stocks and Forex. They're different platforms, right? The platform that I worked for the last couple of years was the Bitcoin mining platform, which now it's dormant because Bitcoin price is too low. And that is, we got to wait until Bitcoin goes into the right price. That one has a long-term leverage that is probably the most enormous that I've ever seen. But I'm also finding that people want a shorter-term leverage, like money next month, and then be able to kind of sustain their income while they're looking at a longer strategy. So we have a very, very powerful arbitrage platform. And the person that is showing it to me is making $25,000 a day in this platform. And we're going to cover this. This is a platform that cannot be worked from the United States because those people do not want to market this platform. It's proprietary to us. And you're just going to have to enter into an agreement. It's going to have to manage from a foreign entity. We're just going to give you your income. Details are kind of, you're just going to have to talk to us privately about this. But this is a platform that I'm very, very excited about. The next platform, you can either work it yourself, or we also have a program where we can assist you and actually make sure that we have an assisted program where you do practically not much, but we still need a little bit of your intervention. See, this platform is set it and forget it. And if it's set it and forget it, it's a security, so it has to be worked out of this country. This one, you can either work it yourself, and if you want us to assist you, we just ask you a little bit of an intervention so it doesn't become a security. But this one is very powerful. It was put together by a person that used to run AI programming teams for IBM, a real big wheel of a person. We have a video of a webinar with him, private webinar with me and this person and the CEO of the company. We can invite him in our webinars as well. This is one of the biggest AI experts in the world, right? Because IBM has one of the biggest AI computers in the world that's called Watson. So that platform turned 5 Bitcoins into 900 for a particular person that I'm working with. And other people that are maybe not as dramatically, that platform has a 20 to 40% per month business profit, right? Never use words like investments and return. They're not allowed in this company. It's always business profit, and because otherwise we're running into a language that is really not appropriate for what we do, okay? But that is a very transparent, very nice company that you can put some money to work there and play along a little bit. You can go with the basic program, green button, red button, and, effectuate. The platform itself does not effectuate the trade. The platform itself does not take your money. It doesn't manage your money. You manage your money. The platform just tells you what to do. Now, I have never seen a signal program that works. Now, there are several online. One of them is even big, the guy in Las Vegas, right? Their signal program doesn't work. I've never seen a signal company actually working in Bitcoin and Forex. This one does. And the reason I like it, because it's not dependent on Bitcoin fluctuations or market fluctuation. It will work at whatever price because it plays on the longer swing of daily fluctuation. You're going to get one signal per month, and you're going to act on it. And I actually can show you a whole real-time graph on how this is going to play out. But this is very, very powerful. And also, there is a very good AI Bitcoin crypto trading that is that's 4 years worth of studies and a lot of documentation by the same company that owns this mining platform. Some of you know who that company is. This platform is not out yet. We're supposed to be out on February the 1st. I imagine any day we're going to find it in our back office. Once I play with it for a while, then we're going to give webinars about that. My idea is, not to put all my eggs in one basket. Basically, that's why we're choosing different platform. I can pretty much tell you from what I've seen that this is very, very stable. Our company, or at least the entity that I'm associated with, they are also going to put together a research and development department, like high level, right, that constantly looks for new platform, because some other people are going to figure it out. We want to know who they are, but we want to be able to interact with them and associate with the best of the best. I personally employ a team of Harvard-level programmers in Europe that can vet anything for me. They're doing other things for me, but this one, when I call them and ask them to be nice and tell me if this platform is real and not a Ponzi, they know how to ask the programming questions and everything that it takes to make sure that that platform really exists, number one, and number two, that it works based on proof and studies and long periods of observation. So that's where we're going with this, to give people confidence that they can generate an income, because this stuff, it's the stuff for the future. Now, I know Bitcoin took a big dive. This week, I'm going to give a webinar on that, because the dive that you see right now is not as big as the other 4 dives that I had before. It's all enters within the normality of that coin. Bitcoin is about to enter a tremendous bull run all the way up to 100 grand. And you got to take it seriously, because I'm going to give you a lot of evidence, both from the regulatory viewpoint and also from very, very smart people that really know how the industry works. There is a lot that is happening. Bitcoin is about to go on the New York Stock Exchange. It's about to go on the NASDAQ. Major institutions are beginning to get involved. I know, because I was called by a couple of large institutions looking for hundreds of millions of dollars of purchases for Bitcoin. So I've arranged the brokerage for that. And consequently, I've got my nose very much into it. And I know that if, you know, Bitcoin, let me tell you, 10 to 15 years from now, we're not going to have any paper money. So crypto is it. The Bitcoin Signal platform, this is a 14 months. I have another spreadsheet on this that is a lot better than this, but this is history of 632% gain from one Bitcoin when it was $7,786 in November 2017, all the way down to today. So watch this, guys. Bitcoin was $7,786, and today is $381. So this platform makes 632% with Bitcoin on its way down. Because if you didn't know, you can make money on the way down as well as on the way up. And those are the things that you need to know. Now, the wallet gain is 318%, because from 7,786 and 3,381, so it's not just the number of Bitcoins you have, but when you transfer into dollars, then you got to consider what the wallet is worth. Now, the same wallet today, imagine that same wallet when Bitcoin goes to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, well, this number will automatically be mind-boggling, right? So these are the things that you really need to pay attention and get details if you are going to get wealthy, okay? You're not going to get wealthy by joining this stupid turn $25 into a fortune on some kind of Facebook group. You're not going to do it. You're not going to get wealthy by, by pushing some kind of Mariana craze or stuff like that, where you depend on marketing. You've got to leverage money. That's the way to get wealthy. Warren Buffett is not there looking at what next product Shackley is gonna launch. He is leveraging money. So in our smaller world, we start with 50, 100 grand, 150 grand, and we come to higher entities that know more than we do to be able to leverage money and get to the other side of business and get to the other side of life. Now, this is relooping, right? Let's say that you make $8,000 a month, you got $2,500 payment, you got a $5,500 net, that's $198,000 in 3 years out of 50 grand. Nice, right? But what if you say, look, I'm gonna put 1,100 back into the machine, other than what the machine is doing itself, whatever that machine is, right? And now you're taking advantage of the power of compound, because if you do that, yeah, you're investing an additional 39.6, because that's what 1,100 is in 36 months. But in 36 months, this 50,000 didn't turn into 198, it turned into 724.40. So how many of these units do you want? That's what it's worth to, get a couple of corporations up and running. So this thing then triples and quadruples. Now, well, the point I'm trying to make here, that you always have to balance the money that you take out to make a living every month versus the money that you reloop to take advantage of compound, because compound is one of the most powerful things in this particular systems. Compound is what made us a fortune with the Bitcoin mining machines in 2017, 2018. So I've lived that. And we're going to get deeper into the trainings on this stuff not because maybe you need to know it, but because if you want to know it, if you want the confidence level that this is the way to go, then you will have that confidence level for sure. Let me see if I have any. I don't have any of the spreadsheets up right now in Excel. But anyway, we'll we can go there. Actually, those are just business accounting spreadsheets that really show real life example of what this means. But this is very powerful. So if you really take a look at the big picture, guys, these are your 10 steps to financial freedom, from 620 credit score and broke to immediate income, and then eventually wealth, right? Think about this. You enter a program for free. We fix your credit. That's nothing, okay? The credit can be fixed. Income documentation, I wish we could do it for more people, but we're going to get there, okay? We can lower your credit to debt ratio temporarily for a short period of time with an additional short-term loan, crash it down so you look good in front of the bank, and then you can you can pay that difference back when the loan gets generated. Okay, you get funded 50,000 to 250K. Boom! Now you got money. That's very, very important, because if you don't have money, you're either going to go market with a 95% failure ratio, or either keep your job at $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, and you're broke. In the story, okay? Lack of capital is #1 reason of business failure. So now you get the money. Now you come into an assisted income strategy, unless you have one. We may have to umbrella into a foreign entity trust in order for you to operate one of our platforms. You need to start a corporation. You should be starting that today, okay? Then we also can connect you to a high-level tax firm. This is a tax firm that has won 2,000 lawsuits with the IRS. They've won it. They win with the IRS 100%. They really know how to deal with them well. Because at one point you're going to need that. If you're going to deal in crypto income, which is going to be probably the most powerful, United States carry capital gains, and consequently you just have to know some of the tax deference that is available and how to do this well. Now, for those of you who are in California, and some of you are close to me, and you're powerful marketers, you're probably on this webinar right now, real powerful marketers. I know that you've made the 6 and 7 figures. You really need that. You really need a consultation with them, because in California you have income taxes, you have corporate taxes, you have state capital gains, and then you have federal capital gains, and then you have federal income taxes. So there is a whole situation that you need to know there, because as you become wealthier and wealthier, you're just going to have to get into that. And then we'll give you continued education. We're going to keep on talking to you so you understand how things work better and better and better. That is our program. How are you going to start? It's very simple. You go to creditstarfunding.com and you fill out a form, a sign-up form, and then you go to the back office, you fill out an application, you load up documents, and that's your first step. You either get an assessment call or an email or whatever from a person that tells you, okay, well, you are going to go into funding straight because you are a 705K and 500 DTI, or you're going to get into credit repair, whatever it is. And if your credit is good, but your debt is too high, then you have to go to the Navy SEAL team that's going to fix that DTI ratio. Fine. Either way, you're going to go into a repair shop in order for you to get funded. Then we fund you, you produce an income, you grow your income, and then you have a choice to relooping and understanding the fine balance between a monthly money and long-term money that can be very, very powerful. This process is very simple. What you do, you go to, let's see, do I have it up? I guess not. So, so you go to credit. Does it come up? Yeah. Okay. creditstarfunding.com. Okay. If you're applying as a customer, either this application will be separated a little later, but if you go to any of them, it tells you, are you just a customer, or do you also want to refer other people and become an agent? We need to keep the database separate, because that's what the FTC requires. Any company that doesn't have 66% of customers is not legal in the United States. If you didn't know that, be ready for it, okay? So this is very simple. Like if you're just an agent, then it tells you, don't put your credit score because you're not applying for a loan, you just want to refer. If you're applying for a loan and you also want to refer, then you click both, you fill this out, right? Now, the referral ID is what your sponsor is going to give you, but most likely your sponsor is going to give you a link that's going to look like this. Let me see if I can get that link. Let me see here for a second, okay? Oh God. Okay. Hold on a second. Isn't this crazy? I do have that link, guys. I'm going to show it to you. So maybe it's here. Okay, here it is. So most likely your sponsor, like if someone arrives at this application, they can't sign up until they have an ID. So no one is going to steal your market, okay? So now your sponsor or your agent, I hate it, I don't want to call them sponsors anymore, okay? Because it smells like MLM and we're not one of them. But you're going to get a link that looks like this, creditstarfronting.com ID, happens to be my ID, okay? So when you click on that, then when you fill out an application, when you go to agent, already has your name over here. So your prospect fills out this application, and then you're going to go into a back office, a very simple back office. You're going to see your genealogy, front line, second line, and then you're going to, if you have applied, if you're going to be a customer as well, you can always go to that back office and fill out an application. People ask me, well, I was a customer, now I want to become an agent. Listen, just fill out the application. You can refer anyone you want. And if you're just an agent, you want to become a customer later, you want to fill out an application, just go to your back office. So you will go to login, right? Let me see. Okay. You go to login. When you get here, just fill out the application. Right? They're going to ask you all the questions, right? You're going to have to go through all of this. This is a much easier application than we used to have. And by the way, we have changed funding team from we're not going to deal with the CredX team anymore because we're just moving on to a much higher level, much higher speed. Everything is better. So you fill out this application, which it's a lot more simple, and then you upload your documents. It tells you exactly what documents to upload in case that you are either self-employed, either employed or self-employed. There is a little tiny difference between the two. You upload your documents. Let us know that you have done that. Eventually, right now, the support email is just mine, but eventually there is going to be a support from the funding team because you guys can call me all day long and tell me, where's my file at? Are they working on it? I don't know, okay? But if you have marketing questions and other questions, then my office is the one that you want to contact. And this is big now, so I will have a small staff, to handle it. But basically, this is very, very simple and very effective. So that is what you do. That is your next step. And so that is the process. Now, you need to be 100% in control of your financial growth. Time has come, okay, after you watch this webinar tonight, that maybe there is something better in the horizon for you. Get your finances in order, 720 credit score, cover your bills, because when you cover your bills, you're officially free. I don't know what your bills are. Some of you are 3,000, 4,000, 8,000, 9,000, 20,000. Get that done, okay? And then growing income that doubles your bills, and then one that is 3 or 4 times your bills. Have a smart tax strategy like we talked about, and then rinse and repeat with those corporations and become a multi-millionaire within the next 3 years. That's what the plan is. You can do it. I believe that anyone can do that, okay? If you like to refer the program, now you are in a totally different income bracket. This is absolutely crazy. You just go out there and you start talking a little bit and you see what's going to happen to you. So agents, for those of you who have a bigger vision than just making money and sitting on a couch, okay, look for people who are employed there. That's what banks like. Look for people who are employed. So a lot of, for example, the ethnic community. I live in California, right? I mean, Filipino people, Spanish people, they all have employments. They're very, very stable. They've got 700 credit score. They got more than 5K a month. And they're not too much in debt because they're stable. The people that are not that stable are the marketers because they fluctuate too much. But trying to look for people who are employed or have good self-employment. They're not difficult to find. Look for 700, 525 on credit card debt. So 700 credit score, 5K income, 25% debit card, credit card debt, right? So that's the perfect. There are many of them. I would say that 20 to 30% of applications that come in are like viable applications. Okay, they can get funded in 5 to 10 days at the most. Now, look for businesses that have a credit card cash flow, like restaurants, dry cleaners, coffee shops, beauty salons. All those businesses there is a huge business to be had there. When the moment that you enter that part of it, you are going to have so much business, you're going to be turning business down. They want to expand. They don't make enough money. They need the money. And yes, they're stable. They have good scores and they have good incomes, but they want to take it to the next level. Or they may want to enter some of our platforms. They may want to enter the next age of making an income other than running a coffee shop all day long or being a beautician, renting a chair in a shopping center all day long or something like that. But those businesses are highly financeable. And I'm not saying to you that you got to get in the car and go door to door in shopping center. It will happen naturally just by networking. They will happen. I mean, I've got several medical practices. I've got a person that is in the roofing business. One owns a vending business. One owns a trucking company. They're kind of coming automatically, okay? Look for professionals that have good salaries, like CPAs and lawyers and people like that. Do you think that they don't need money? They jump on this, I'm telling you. And what they're not your best marketer is people in MLM, affiliates, online marketers. Unfortunately, they're not your best prospects because 95% of them are broke with horrible FICOs. I mean, so if you're fishing in that pond right now, okay, you're going to have to file a lot more application, and maybe then they file some application until you find the better credit score. I would say that if you started with the people that you know already around you someplace, family, friends, neighbor, co-workers, and whatever, and you network from there, I think that you're going to do very well. This is also a business model where networking meetings are really working. You go to a network meetings with your skin creams and your CBD oil, they're going to throw you out, okay? They hate MLM guys or affiliate marketing or whatever. You go to a networking meeting with this, and you're the first one that they wait for outside the door. That's just the way it is. So you got to have the right perspective. If you guys want the money, especially those of you with these 500 credit scores and 600 credit score that's going to take 90 days, and now that you know that you should have this corporation, get out there, make this $10,000 a month, and now the next 90 days you can show 30 grand income, boom, you get financed. So it's not really that difficult to do it, depending upon where you're sitting at. So now some marketers are good. I would say that 5% of marketers out there make good money, and they want to expand their marketing. Some of them have to travel. Some of them, they want marketing assistant. They want a Dan Kennedy certification, or they want a life coaching certification from Brandon Bouchard, which is $10,000 to $15,000, or they want to go to the next a $10,000 Grant Cardone type of seminar, or they want a consultation from Shakir or from Neil Patel, these huge guys that have made hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, or Frank Kern or people like that. There are a lot of marketers that do have the money. I'm not saying that you should be online. I'm online doing this, okay, other than offline. And I'm telling you, but watch for the big bulk of it, because they're going to throw a bunch of 500 credit scores application and no income. It's going to take forever for you to make money with those people, right? You want to make money right away. The key to this is for you to get that loan and start making money. The drip drabs is gone. You got to take the drip drabs out of your equation, out of your life forever. That's what we're doing here. We are here all the time. Weekly Zooms. We're going to have to increase the schedule because we've got to do these presentations. We want to do the trainings on how to do this specifically for Credit Star. And then I want to get into those platforms. I want to get into the Bitcoin market, the Forex market, and all of that, and keep it simple. Guys, I can sing, I can dance, and I can cook. But I think God gave me a talent to be able to take like a complex mechanism and make it understandable to people. So you know where you're getting into. Forex is the most complex. You are not going to become a Forex trader that's got a 96% failure rate. You're going to use the AI machines with very little intervention, okay? So it doesn't become a security. And if it's 100% certain, and forget it, then we're just going to operate it in a totally different way from a foreign trust. That's what we're doing. And so we're going to have a self-replicating marketing systems. What I'm finding, though, the people that are asking for a self-replicating marketing system, basically, it's like, okay, now you're going to get into the marketing industry. Usually those people, unless they're very experienced and they're very well branded online, like some of you are, you're kick-ass guys, multiple six-figure guys, but some other one of you that are not, you don't have a brand, you want a self-replicating marketing system. I don't know if you can do extremely well with that, although in this model, probably you can do well. I am looking for a very powerful system that can be replicated and that we can kind of test some, Facebook ads, because I think this program is going to work very, very well on an advertising system. Come down with some numbers, come down with the cost. We'll let you know as we put it together. It's not going to be anything that you're going to see within the next month or so. It's going to take about a couple of months. Full training and support. You guys that have been working with me over the years, I'm always doing it, right? And also, you want to go to our Facebook group at creditstarfunding.com, which is, let's see if it's up, this group right here, right? You want to join the group. You want to turn on notifications, because here I put a lot of information and videos, and we're just getting started. This group is going to really have a lot of information about a lot of things that are very interesting, all to give your prospect the confidence about what we do, the platform, and the confidence in the business model that we have, other than the notifications for the webinars and sometimes impromptu webinars when I have time. When I have time, probably we'll do a webinar a day, because we need to touch on many, many things. Sometimes we have guests from companies, CEOs, programmers, and also the funding team. I like to do webinars with them sometimes, so you guys see the whole display and how it's going to work out. For now, we're going to leave it at that for tonight. I thank you for coming to this webinar. Hopefully, we've opened up a new way of looking at things, how money is going to be made, and talk to the person that brought you to this webinar. And I think about half of you have received the link, by the way, and we're still, it's manual, okay? Because the programmers ran into a couple of difficulties. So between me and another person, we're sending out your link manually. We still have a couple of hundred people to go. Between tonight and tomorrow, 100% of you will have the link. I'll see you on the next webinar, which may be sometime this week, definitely on Sunday night. We can squeeze another one before then. I will let you know, but definitely Sunday night, we're going to come here again at 6:30, same link. Watch for my emails. Thank you and good night.